This is the Planning Commission meeting, that's December 5th, 2024, 7 o'clock. We're in room 133 of Brookfield Town Hall. I am Scott Dale, I am the chair. We also have Michael Duvall, the vice chair. Mark Lowengart, who's a member. We do not have Linda Taylor, our secretary, or John Nora here today, but we do have three, so we do have a quorum, so we can proceed forward. Let me just look at the minutes that we have from October to look at, to review. All three of us were at that meeting, so. Does anybody have, just for doing the minutes here from October, does anybody have any comments, questions, or changes to the minutes of October 3rd, 2024? This would be the regular planning commission meeting of that date. If not, would somebody like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion
To
approve the minutes of October 3rd.
Okay, I'll second it.
second, okay. All ayes?
Aye.
We're good? Okay, so those are approved. All right. We are on to our new business, and that is 111 Park Ridge Road, PL-24-10. Peter Olson for 111 Park Ridge Road, LLC, 2 Park Lawn Drive, Bethel. Application for lot line revision. Hello.
Well, good evening. Thank you all for coming out to this light agenda. We appreciate it, and happy to be able to move things on. So, my name is Peter Olson. I'm an attorney with an office in Bethel at 275 Greenwood Avenue. My firm name is Land Use and Conservation Counsel. I'm here tonight on behalf of 2 entities, 111 Park Ridge Road LLC, which is the owner of 111 Park Ridge Road, so we managed to rename. They purchased the property in October of this year, 2024. I'm also here on behalf of Berkshire North LLC, which is the owner of 101A Park Ridge Road. The original subdivider of the industrial park in Brookfield, so it's been the owner of the parcel since about 1994. Both entities are related and are part of the Berkshire Industrial Corporation corporate umbrella. Both are represented here today by Craig Steiner. He's the member of one entity and the managing member of the other entity. Our intention here is to essentially split the excess parking associated with 111 Bridge away from the main building where it's no longer needed. The business that was in there was an accounting business and they had a lot of employees. So the kitchen is to remove the extra parking which they built. It's not required by the zoning regulations, so when we split it off from that building, add it to the vacant lot, and go ahead and lease the existing building to a new tenant. We'll do a few facade improvements. We don't think that's going to require a site plan. If it does, we'll make that application, and we think it's just going to be a building permit for that. On the 101A parcel, the parking lot, we'll have a short-term agreement with CLP for them to store materials associated with some line repairs they're doing in the area. That will require a special permit from the zoning commission, so we'll make that application at the appropriate time. And then after they're done, we will build a building or something else with the property, some permanent use going forward. Both of the resultant lots are in full compliance with the zoning regulations. Both are on sewer and water. The health department had no comments on the application. We've got the map that we submitted with the application here. Essentially, this is the existing building, and the excess parking was in the back right. So this was like a Jenga piece. Yeah, let me let Greg talk, and then 101A is right here. So I was with everybody to turn over to Greg Steiner to go through a little bit of history of that place.
Good evening, thank you for the opportunity.
Tetris piece, that's what it is.
Just as a quick overview, this is our corporate park in the towns of Bethel, Brookfield, and Danbury. And this was the first building that we built in the Bethel-Brookfield section. Was for Joe Courtney in Eastern County. He was a call center, so he came to us and we designed it and built and then sold him the property. It was about 8.5 acres. He had quite a few people there, so that's why we had all the extra parking off the back. We had kept this one about 2-acre parcel there for future access to either gain access to because the that's why it's kind of shaped like this. I actually own this back house here at 18 Avondale Road. This originally was with the Duracell subdivision, and this was originally residential. Back in 93, 94, we came back and changed this property to industrial, kept the residential, and built Park Lawn, Park Wood is here, Park Ridge, and Park Lane is here for the residential houses. So that was our first building that we built for them. We sold it, and then after COVID, he was doing a lot of call center and people that were not paying their electric bills and cable bills, and then that was one of the first things that COVID said you don't have to pay. So he lost all his accounts, and then he found out that a lot of his people could work from home, so he had them all work from home. And then when things started going, he's like, well, I should have to come back because they're just as efficient. He lost a couple of accounts, so he was looking to sell the building. And we looked at it, and we were kind of hemming and hawing about it, and then we realized that we've got an existing tenant here in Memory, which is now Resonetics, has grown. They actually were here on Hoppers Drive back 25 years ago. We started out with this one building here, now they've grown to this building, and a section here. So they are just recently acquired by a big company out of Hampshire, and they've got some hedge fund backing, so they're really looking to grow. They make stents and all these tiny little nitinol products that go in your body for stents and catheters and stuff like that. So they looked at this and said this would be a beautiful, great building. So we thought originally they were going to buy it, and then they said, you know what, we don't want to have that on our balance sheet. If you buy it, we'll lease it from you. So we worked around and around. We were able then to purchase the building, and then with that being said, we did not need. They were only going to have still a great number, 50, 75 to 100 people, probably max, at least 30,000 square feet. So they did not need 300 parking spaces. So that's kind of, we went back and said this amount. So we're going to get financing and work with them. So all they're going to be basically leasing is this building here that we're working on interior fit up now pricing. So I think they'll probably be in the springtime to actually start lightly manufacturing that. So we're real happy that they stayed in the park, that they are going to move into Brookfield and continue to expand. That allowed us then to have this as almost a separate piece of property, and then we thought we would combine it here. In the meantime, we've been talking to Eversource, and they're going to be doing a big transmission line through the city of Danbury, I guess all underground, like 6 miles of new conduit and wire underground to reduce the redundancy. So they need a place that they could have 2 or 3 construction trailers, and then some places to put some wire in, some construction lighting, very just more self-storage, not self-storage, but storage, and for the guys to come in and get out. So we don't have anything signed, but we were talking to them about them leasing this for a couple of years, so they could then use this. This would allow that Memory to have this, and then down the road we'll then have a separate parcel that will have water and sewer that we could then, since the parking's done, we've laid out a couple different buildings, and I think it gives us a lot of opportunity for future growth in the Brookfield section. And then again, we own Snow Peak, so there's really no, even, there won't be any kind of complaint from neighbors or anything. So we're asking to take the lot line now that goes this way and just go back to the existing lot line. So this becomes one parcel, this becomes a second parcel.
Greg, can you just state your name? And
I'm sorry, Greg.
Thank you.
2 Park Lawn Drive, I live here in Brookfield.
So where the parking lot exists right now,
Yes.
you said you're going to store material there?
And that would be going for a special permit.
Right, okay. Would that be indoors or outdoors?
Outdoor.
It would be
Outdoor, there'd be a couple of
with
construction-
racking and such as needed?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
sounds like there's some more of these giant reels that they have, these giant cables that they have to put underground. And they say once they get delivery, they don't want to move them, because we kept saying we have a couple other sites in Brookfield or up in the Danbury side that we could move them, but we couldn't guarantee 3 years. We said we have to make sure that we don't want, once these things get here, until we're ready to put them in the ground, we don't want to move them, we want them to have a home for 3 years. So we thought it would be a good use. It's really, and there's a huge hill here, so it's really not going to affect anybody. As you drive by, you can't really see it anyway. They're talking about doing a fence along here to fence it off. Again, I don't have anything signed yet, because we've been in talking to them for the last couple months. So that would, and then also Memory then really doesn't need this space, and it just seemed to make sense to combine this as one parcel and then leave this as a separate parcel.
And And what is it, the lower side of 101A? Is there a building there
No,
at the
there's
bottom?
nothing there.
That's
It's
nothing there, okay.
No, it's actually a temporary parking lot that we had put in, because they needed
Okay.
more space for their swing
So,
space.
so the new parcel will be completely vacant at
Exactly.
that time? Yeah,
Exactly.
okay.
But it gives us a nice parcel down the road that does have the entrance to it, it's got a lot of parking, so it'd be nice to be able to put a building or something like that. It's really pretty when you get out there.
Does anybody have any questions?
The storage unit, they're not gonna have any kind of hazardous material, there's not gonna be anything with, like transformers or anything like that, or any construction trailers, or like, they're gonna put like,
Two or three construction trailers that the
or
guys.
office trailers or
Right,
whatever.
that's exactly what this is,
All right.
office trailers. But again, I don't have anything signed yet.
But that's, that's not a permanent,
No.
that's just, the construction trails they can put them right out.
How long would they expect that project to go on?
3 years. is
3
all
years, you
that-
said?
That's all that they want to do.
3 years, okay.
And again, it's through, for the city of Danbury, so it's local.
Okay.
I'll give you my generic question that I always throw out there.
Yes.
How is this in the best interest of Brookfield?
I think it provides a separate parcel for Danbury, it's probably more taxes if you have a separate parcel, and it allows us then to be able to build a separate building on the site.
Currently, there are no utilities leading to this parcel, like any underground wiring for streetlights or something?
There are street lights up here that come from this building, but talking to Eversource, and they actually need to upgrade this building to like 3,000 amps, so we're talking to Eversource that at the same time, that will help us. They're gonna need a transformer to get a small, like 200 amp service to feed their couple of construction trailers, so we're actually hoping that by having them here, that'll help us spur power to get to upgrade that building.
Okay.
So they're gonna upgrade the electrical grid as well,
No, luckily we.
or
have
just
one
the
we put it in.
transformers?
We've got every 500 feet or so, there's these large, almost septic tanks in the ground.
Right, right.
Where they have the electric transformers that's underground, so when we built this one, we came into, which is somewhere here, so we believe that this number of conduit is okay, but they have to change a transformer from 600 amp to a 3,000 amp. So there's just a matter of getting, it's a whole different division depending on if this is an underground with the tanks is a different division of Eversource than does the rest of the
Right,
plant,
right.
which is that, so it's been a little bit of a struggle dealing with all these different entities of Eversource.
Mm.
But they're positive, they want different. But if for some reason if that doesn't happen, then that would provide us with another site to go ahead and build a building. So, with all they might want, at one time they said they might want to grow and add on to it, which. And then as we did the corporate park, we realized that when we first did Bethel back in the 70s and 80s, we kind of came and cookie cuttered the entire park so that we had 2 to 3 acre parcels. And we found over time, especially when we got into Danbury, that and with Branson, it's actually better just to have a big piece of property and then subdivide it to that actual use. Because even with the Unica building, which is now ComNet, we had all these lines that just to make 2 acres, it didn't fit the topography to get the building. So we basically have left the rest of this as open, waiting for the next building, so even the one that we got approved to fit the building instead of having the building
Yeah.
fit within the lines. And we're still working with that building that we were here a couple years ago, it's still.
Yeah, I was trying to, I was like, we did a site walk.
Yes, we did.
Yeah,
And I got the approval, so
Right.
I actually ran into them a couple weeks ago, and they've been going through some internal changes in their business, and they're still not happy with where they are, they still want to come, but he's actually, what he's saying, his company now has gotten less and less manufacturing, more and more almost office engineering, so we might want to do a little smaller building, or just do a section, but that's, I would do, got enough going on with this thing.
Right.
Which is all good, I mean, we've been very positive, and it's been great, last couple of years have been much better for, what stadium, Resident has been a great tenant for us, and they keep growing, and they want to go, so we're excited about it.
Just a question, the building that's going up on Park Lawn right now, is that your building as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we actually have a tenant that's moving out of space next to a resident acreage because they actually want to take over that space, so we had to move. It was Custom Vault, and they were bought out now by another company called Convergent, which is another, they do the banks and the vaults for, bank, like you Savings Bank, they do security, so they've actually become almost the same thing. They take a much larger corporation that does stuff around the nation, not just the East Coast, for maintaining bank vaults, stuff like that. So they're gonna go to a whole new entrance. They're gonna take 3/4 of this building. So we're hoping to have that done also.
Okay.
That building's been approved for
Yeah.
years, 7 years.
Yeah. And again, it's just finally starting, the economy's turning around, the tenants are coming, they're staying now, and the pricing that we're getting to get the buildings, in order to get the rents to get or build the buildings are starting to come out to us. It's been a good, it's been a nice kind of rising boat, rising tide rises all boats, so it's been helpful.
Anything else?
Anything else?
No more questions.
No? Just to reconfirm what was already stated, who owns 111 Park Ridge?
It's a LLC for the center thing,
Yep. And who owns 101A? Park?
same thing, it's just different name for the same thing.
Yes. Any other questions? Or would anybody like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the application for 111 and what was it, 101A? Okay.
Is there a
Okay.
second?
I'll second it.
Is there any
Just
further
go on.
discussion?
That's-
Ayes?
All right.
Yep.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay.
So my cheat
Pretty
sheets-
straightforward.
My cheat
It's the only
sheet says, you can just require submission of the Mylar with a check to cover the cost of the recording.
We'll probably be submitting Mylar not until March.
Okay,
Yeah, it's recorded.
Thank you, thank you for your.
thank you.
Okay, take
Good
it
night.
easy. Have a Merry Christmas and all that. You don't need any of these back, because he's got the raised stamp on it, right? I asked that before.
We do not need them back.
All right, because I see the raised stamp and it's signed, I was like, this ain't a copy, this is like, another,
And we need a Mylar to record it, and we'll take whatever adjustments we need at that time and print a new one.
all right,
Thank you.
all right, I know.
On to some old business now. I'll just talk a little bit about what's going on in the POCD. So we did have our public workshop took place on November 21st that evening at the high school. We had, I don't know how many people were there, maybe 20 or so. We're hoping for a little more turnout, but I think personally, I thought that it was set up very well, and it allowed some good opportunity for folks to give some good feedback. I thought it was, I did like the way it was arranged. It allowed discussion, it promote in different formats of feedback. They had some boards set up in the lobby area of the high school. People could then put comments on there, sticky notes, or comment with the green or for positive or red for negative on certain aspects that we might consider for the POCD, based on the existing POCD.
We got some
So-
feedback.
we did, yeah, yeah. So I thought it was well presented. I wish there was a few more people, but the people that were there did provide some very useful information, and the ones that were there were pretty engaged, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
So, Mark, any observations you wanted to share from that event?
No, I really liked the setup of that event. As you said, though, I think if more people participate, that'll just give us more feedback from residents, and it's a very important project we're working on that'll affect the development of the town for a decade.
Yep.
So it's people should participate, and I liked the setup though for feedback that they did, where they had poster boards set up in the in like the lobby area, and they gave people stickers, and they could say put a sticker on things you like, and put a sticker on things you think are either not necessary anymore or don't like. I think that was a great way to do it.
Yeah, I think so too. So yeah, so we're proceeding, taking our next steps with the POCD. If you hadn't had a chance to look at this, if you hadn't seen it, and I invite everyone to take a look at it. The consultants helped to put together this document. Well, this is a printed document, but it's online as well. So we have a website, which is brookfieldpocd.com, brookfieldpocd.com, brookfieldpocd.com.
.com, not .gov like the town, right?
No, .com, yeah. .com. And there you will see this document, which is the Brookfield Today, and there's a lot of, I think, a lot of good information, sort of similar to the existing POCD, but with some updated, some graphics and some charts and data and things like that. And it's really just to state, okay, this is where we are today, and then based upon this, we're going to look in our crystal ball to see where we want to be for 10 years from now. So we're moving forward. We're making progress. Where we are next is they're going to the consultants are meeting with some of the other boards in town. I see they've already set up a bunch of meetings with some different members of boards, also some different groups within this building here, employees and such. So again, getting feedback from all those four folks, putting it all together. And we're going to then, soon we'll be starting to dig into the actual chapters of the document and start to hammer away at that, so one by one. So at some point, I'm hoping you're in tune with this as well as our other planning commission members, because at some point we'll be further down the line, we'll be approving this, and if there's anything we would need to discuss, let's do it now. I'm sure we'll do what we can to keep you informed on it, and vice versa. Hopefully, let us know if there's anything that you come across. Well, we'll start to get into the details of it in the coming months, into next year. It'll take some time to get through all that. So, and then we'll still have our meetings with the consultants on a monthly basis. We'll have our next one 2 weeks from tonight. All the planning is invited to join us. Ask any questions you'd like. And then we do have another public workshop, is on the schedule for April 22nd. That one's going to be at the high school as well. But I think we may be moving that to the cafeteria because we want more of an open space so people can walk around and just stop at different tables and booths. So a lot going on there. There's a plan. We're moving forward, and yeah, things are progressing in a good way. So I think that's all I have to share for that right now. Yeah, brookfieldpocd.com. Everybody, sign up, stay informed. Any questions on that? Anything else? Mark, anything else you want to bring up related to that?
Related to the POCD specifically,
Or-
as nothing specific, I would just say anyone listening should definitely check out the website, brookfieldpocd.com, and
One more time.
yep, and please come to the meetings.
All right. Anything from you, Mike?
No, that's it. Just like I said, the public, if they want to see something, their input is welcome.
Absolutely.
And, any ideas that they have or wants or needs.
You never know where you
And
might come up with.
certainly,
You might hear a
project
brand new idea no one thought of before, right? So, come from anywhere. All right.
Absolutely.
Very good. On with the agenda, we do have some minutes and things from some of the other groups. I did not go deep into it. So anything anybody wants to bring up from anything? Within those minutes, we have the Board of Selectmen. Well, actually, they've met. We have October And then we also have their November minutes. The one thing I know that was, once it did come across us at one point, was the cell tower thing, which they postponed a vote on that. And well, of course, I attended the November 4th one to just let everybody know about what we're doing on the POCD and to let them know the workshop was coming on at the end of that month. So got to talk to them about that and explain some of what I just explained to you guys. So there's that. I don't know if there's anything else we need to take any time with at this point. I'll let you guys take a second. Let me know if there's anything that you feel is worth bringing up and for further discussion or just mentioning. Yeah, some of these are from October as well.
So they haven't rescheduled another meeting for the cell tower, right?
No, as I understand it, they're waiting to see the actual facts, the numbers, the dollars from the cell
Homeland
tower folks.
Towers.
Homeland, in order to proceed with those discussions. They feel that that's necessary to.
When you say the numbers, what specifically are they waiting?
What's the money involved, I guess, with putting that on a public
Okay.
Brookfield property?
Oh, I wasn't sure if it was like technical numbers about like frequency or range.
No, I think
or
it's dollars
something.
and cents that we're talking
Okay,
about
yeah.
here. Yeah.
You mean like the lease agreement? They get a 50-year lease agreement
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
whatever it is, 20,000 a year, or I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, they still haven't been provided with that after all this time?
Whatever those numbers are, that's my
Okay.
understanding. The dollars.
I'm just going on what the other ones, like the other ones that we've had put up,
Mhm.
you know. How many are we gonna have now if this one gets approved? Is that like 5?
It's a
You
good
know?
question. I'm not sure because I think there are also.
Yeah, I think there's, well, you got the one by,
You got the one by the
there.
fire department right
Yeah.
here,
Mhm.
right,
and you got,
you got up
Where is it
on
now?
the mountain there.
Yeah, I think the thing though is not all the carriers are on the same towers, so it's you know,
Yeah.
like AT&T might be on 3 of them, and Verizon might be on 2 or 3 of them, and they're just different. You know, some of them they're shared, but
Yeah, this is supposed to cover the gap, I guess, the service gap that's, as you go from the high school, if you go down Signal Hill
Yeah.
towards.
the
towards
same thing,
Golden
133, when you go down that dip there, I don't
Yeah.
care what kind of phone you have,
Yeah.
it goes off for a second.
We do have a rather hilly topography, and so.
So,
no
you
matter
know, it's
what
tough
we
to,
do, you're gonna have
tough to
gaps.
think that every cell tower is gonna get every little nook and cranny, because
Mhm.
you just have to get to a little higher ground, you know,
Right.
sometimes.
Mhm.
But-
So, but anyway, that's kind of where we are with that. I didn't see anything else that I think is worth, that we need to,
Yes.
anything you,
No, that's the main thing I know a lot of people
Yeah.
are concerned about, it's
Yeah.
just, who's gonna see it from their yard, and, it's always a big contention,
Yeah,
you know,
and that came-
which you understand,
yeah,
because.
that came, of course, through us, we had our
Right.
discussion on it.
Mhm.
Yeah, unfortunately, it seems like the two choices are they put it, in that spot that they're looking at, or they put it in someone's
Wanna
backyard.
change it, yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, I think we're pretty good with that. We do have one other thing I want to make sure that we cover here. So we have, the meeting date scheduled for 2025. When this came up, previously, we put this on pause. We wanted to make sure that these dates were good for everybody. And I think that they are. However, I do want to raise a question on one date, which would be the very next date, which is January 2nd. And of course, we only have 3 of us here today.
Right.
So I want to make sure that we'll meet a quorum for that date. Do you know of any, or do either of you know of any conflicts or travel or otherwise that prevent you from coming?
No, I know
on
I'll be
January
here.
2nd?
I'll be
I'm
here.
not going anywhere.
Yeah, okay, all right. So I just wanna make sure we have a quorum. If not, then I was gonna suggest that we move that January date to something else, you know, maybe that following week or something. But if we all, I mean, unless we get, hit with a blizzard or something, but if we all believe that we'll make it, and hopefully we, Linda and John are able to as well, then we can leave that date. But, so is everybody, so the dates on there, I mean, it's the first, Thursday of every month. We're gonna stick with 7 o'clock. We moved that to 7 o'clock, which I think is good for everybody. And that goes through November 6th. Yeah, because at that point, that's when the big merge happens after that, so. All right, so, I guess we need to make a motion to accept the proposed 2025 meeting schedule.
I'll make a motion to accept
Okay.
the schedule.
Is there a second?
Okay, and I'll second it.
Yeah, everybody's good with that? No further discussion?
I have
Yeah.
one question actually, though.
Okay.
Not that I feel this is needed right now, but if we ever weren't able to, if we all knew in advance that we weren't going to have a quorum,
Mhm.
how much time would we need to provide the public with, in terms of advance notice if we wanted to do a Zoom meeting?
Well, Zoom meeting is, I think, another matter. Yeah, I haven't looked into that lately because I'm not sure of our current status, but I think that's something that we could do.
Like if we all knew a month in advance.
I know that we were able to do it freely at one point. I think we might still have that option under certain circumstances. I'll look into that.
Okay.
Hopefully it's not needed.
It's just
yeah.
good to know in case, you know.
Right, yeah. Yeah, if we do get hit with a blizzard any of these days, it's possible. Also, considerations if we have, outside parties coming in to, present to us as well.
Mhm.
So we have to consider that as well, as part of that. If we don't have that, then it's easy to hold such a meeting. But if we don't, then we've gotta accommodate those people.
Yep.
Is however we need to. So, any other further discussion on the motion?
Nope.
To accept, the schedule, including January 2nd?
Mhm.
Okay, all right, ayes?
Aye.
All right.
So 3-0 for that. All right. I passed over informal discussion. Does anybody have anything they want for
Zoning commission?
informal discussion?
The only thing I just brought up before was about the, like a Tesla supercharger. Has anybody ever mentioned that, or,
In regard to what, sorry?
for charging electric cars? Because we don't have one in town,
Oh, okay. Oh, I see.
not anywhere, and we're building all these places,
Mm-hmm.
and they expect you to have, I know, I look past some of the older minutes from the zoning commission, and, the Chairman Timmerman, expressed that, a couple of developers were willing to give up a few spaces for,
Mm-hmm.
some charging stations, but to date, we don't have any, so.
Okay.
But, if you had, the Tesla supercharger is really expensive,
Mm-hmm.
to build and put together and everything like that, maybe $250,000
Mm-hmm.
on the cheap end. But if you have something like that, that's a big draw for people going through the town. They say, oh, a Tesla supercharger, you can charge your car in 40
Mhm.
minutes fully charged, and,
Mm-hmm.
but there's nothing like that around, so I was always thinking, if we had one supercharger, that's a big draw.
Mm.
But there is no chargers at all.
I think there are some public chargers now in Four Corners. The new Food Emporium building. I think they have public chargers there.
Oh, they
have,
put
like-
some up?
They have I don't think they're high-speed chargers.
No,
They
they're
take-
the,
Yeah.
they're not.
At least there's something there. I think they have 8 of them, and then I think at the other building.
Oh, by the cafe in the back there?
Yeah, the building near Mobile Mart too. That one has there are 2 chargers there that are open to the public.
Oh, okay.
But it's more designed, I think, for residents of those buildings. But
Because they don't have garages
Mhm.
to use them.
but if if there's nobody there, I think the public is allowed to use them, to my understanding. But as far as a supercharger go, I think that's something like Tesla would decide.
Right.
On the
Well,
corporate
like I said,
level.
I know it's a big investment because they have to upgrade the electrical system, the grid and everything. It's a big, you know, like I said, minimum $250,000 for one charger,
Mhm.
the supercharger, but it's so much faster than anything else around on the, that's made today, so.
Yeah.
It's just, to me, it's a draw to the town. You have a sign, Tesla supercharger, people, oh, let's go through Brookfield, you know? We can shop and, in 40 minutes, our car can be 100% charged,
Yeah, it
not,
also-
not 40 hours.
So let me ask you this, do you think that within the next 10 years, we should have one of those?
Well, I thought they should have had it now because they're doing all the development here.
Where I was going with
But,
that is that
yeah.
this could be part of the POCD.
Yeah,
And it could also be a, yeah, it could-
So, no, but this is the kind of thing, the kind of feedback, of course, that we're looking for from the public and, or yourself, with the POCD. It's something that we want to consider in the future, and, you know, talk about it and weigh it and the pros and cons and all that.
right.
And is that something, the type of thing that we want to include, you know, in the document as far as, you know, the town goals? you
Right.
know? Whether specific or, you know, general, we want to, you know, bring up such a thing.
You know, because what's happening now, there's gonna be no space left to put anything. You know,
Yeah.
especially around Four Corners, if you had,
Mhm.
Mhm.
like where they're gonna, you know, we have the, I know they're supposed to mitigate the old dry cleaner and get rid of that.
Mhm.
That would've been a nice parking lot, but he's gonna put
Mm.
another small building there, another apartment building, but,
Mhm.
you know, we need a spot to put some, you know, something dedicated like that. But you said there's a couple of small ones around, right, the 110 ones?
Yeah, they have some, like
Yeah.
where the Food Emporium is going, and then they have like two of them on Station Road across the street from the dry cleaners.
Okay,
Mhm.
Mm.
I haven't even seen them.
I just
I haven't looked either.
Oh yeah, I was just walking on the Greenway, and that's how I
And
know.
you see it,
yeah.
so, oh, wow, look at that.
But yeah, I think it could also be a revenue source if the town wanted to install one on, if there was like a public lot. So it's just, you know, it's expensive to construct it, but, you know, over time it could, you know, pay for itself depending. I mean, I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
really know the economics behind supercharging and, you know, how much, you know, what it costs to deploy that, but,
Right.
yeah, it could be something to look into.
I just thought it was interesting because I see, you know, when I'm reading about the other ones and that, you know, there's 1, 2, and 3. There's, you know, the supercharger comes with 3 different ones where the top one, you can fully charge the car in 40 minutes, even if it's dead.
Mm-hmm.
The normal ones that you have in the house, it takes 40 hours.
Hmm.
So there's a big difference.
Yeah, and it makes sense if you're doing all this construction to bury the
I mean, the
wiring
110 ones that you
before
can
it-
put in your garage, they're gonna take 40 hours to fully charge the battery, and so if you're parked there in your garage for days at a time, it doesn't matter, but when you're on the go, like in Four Corners, oh, there's a supercharger there, we can get like, you know, 20 minutes, we're gonna be like, you know, half charge or 60% charge or whatever. But I just thought it was an interesting draw because,
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, it's something we should have in the POCD.
Yeah,
like I said,
think-
it's very expensive, and who's gonna foot the bill?
Right.
Mhm.
Like I said, one of the developers said, oh, I'll give up some spots for the chargers, but they didn't say about putting one in.
Well, I mean, obviously zoning did some work on, I guess, regulations that should go along
Right.
with, charges and things like that.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think that, but still, we do need, it should be something within the POC, just a general view of
Right.
what do we think the town should consider, with such a thing, you
Right.
know? Where should we be?
It's just a nice draw for something like, if people know that, because you're going through like 7 or something like that, so, oh, we can stop for 20 minutes and eat something or have a drink in the cafe, and we're gonna
That's a
come
good
out, it's gonna
point,
be,
yeah.
we're ready to go. But, you know, I don't have an electric car, so it doesn't matter to me, but, you know, I just
Yeah,
thought it was interesting,
yeah.
and, that's
Yeah,
about it.
I mean, it's a good thing to bring up. It's the kind of things we want to discuss, you know, as we're going through all this. With the there's a lot of different aspects to it. You know, the existing one, and then we want to even expand upon it, you know? So, yeah, a lot more for that. Anything else you guys want to bring up?
No, nothing else.
No? Well, this is our last meeting before the holidays, so wish you guys, everybody, you guys, those who are not here, happy holidays. To everybody, it's been an interesting year. Gonna be an interesting year next year. So.
A lot of moving parts.
Yes, there are.
and all the development, you know, the new, next to Foley's over there on 7 where they're building all those, you know, the new apartment buildings there across, next to the cemetery, the central cemetery. It's gonna change, Brookfield landscape is really changing.
I think
It
next to
is.
the cemetery is Toll Brothers,
Right,
right?
Toll
Or
Brothers,
is it the ones behind the
Then further
dollar
down,
store, yeah.
across from like, where Lang's Auto Body is, you know, on that side.
Yeah, that
other
one
ones.
is, okay.
Yeah, and happy holidays to those who support us, Gene and Laura and all the folks who are not here. So, anybody want to make a motion to adjourn? Linda's not here to do it. Would you like to fill her shoes?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All right. All approved.
Aye.
Thank you. See you
Thanks,
in
Whit.
2025.